Will you be wearing a shirt featuring your cats to the parade? Will Poppy and Penny be making an appearance tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't have a choice on that. I think I got two. I think I have to wear both. Yeah, that's a deal I made a couple of years ago with her. She said, you're wearing this shirt, so I don't have a choice.
Perfect. And second question, just you give this team so much credit, the way they come into camp, the way they drive the bench throughout the course of the season, but they're also so good at taking care of each other as human beings off the ice. Can you just talk again about how special this group is and how that combination of work ethic and the way they love each other really drives the overall success?
And that's it. It took me a while to try to figure it out. I think I have. But it started, as I had said, when I took the job, I started calling these guys, and they kept getting off the phone going, these guys are different. Because all they wanted to do was talk about all the other guys on the team. And that has been consistent. We've had some great players be a part of it and then leave, but they still get mentioned in a lot of these because they're still part of it. And the only thing I could come up with partway through is they just love each other. And the manifestation is they will sacrifice for each other. They will do hard things for each other. They would not think of giving less than the guy beside them because they love each other. That's the best explanation for why they're willing to do so many hard things consistently for each other. The idea of not doing it, they couldn't do that to each other.
Paul, from the locker room to the coach's room, just how special is your staff? You guys have been together through all these runs.
Yeah.
We see the hugs at the end of the bench after both cups. It just seems like as great as the locker room is, you guys also have something special ongoing with your group.
That's true. I think the way I view them is there's 8 of us back there. 9, if we put Bill in that. We consider Bill kind of part of the coaching staff because he's in our room every day. They're all exceptional at what they do. And it's maybe a little bit like we talk about in the locker room. There's a great respect for what each one of us is good at. And we don't, while we talk about all things together, whether it's goaltending right through all the special teams, all of that stuff, we all talk about it, but it's one man's job to finish that and to do that. I think we all have a great respect for the way we work.
Paul, Sasha earlier was saying how guys this year have given themselves permission to celebrate more freely compared to last time around. He said things felt a little hectic experiencing it for the first time. I'm wondering, have you noticed that, or what have you seen from the celebrations this time around?
It's different. There's a different feeling to it. Last year was kind of a dream. That's the right word. It was a dream come true. It was euphoric. This year was an achievement. It was hard, and it was hard all year. It was hard at camp, and it never got easy. And there were just so many places that if we had broken at that point or failed, or we would have all understood it. Okay, we did our best, but we just couldn't get it done. But they never let that happen. So I think the freedom to enjoy it, here's what happens. You win the cup, you go into your room, and there's a lot of beer and champagne, and everybody has a great time, and then we don't see the players again. Like, it's gone. But yesterday they invited us kind of a bit of a cruise they went on, and that was nice. But normally you don't celebrate them. The coaches get together. We had dinner as a staff last night for the first time. It's far more, from our point of view, far more subdued. Now, I don't have a social media thing that I go on, but my wife does. So it's at the elbow room. Oh, here it is. We're tracking the cup. So I think they did. I think they had a great time based on what I saw, and good for them. They've earned it.
You've been in this business a long time. You know the business of the game. We see it every year. Guys are like, "No, I want to remain here." You know that. But this feels different, right? It feels like your guys really want to stay together. What has been cultivated here with that?
Oh, they all do, especially if you take a player that's played other places, and then they can come into that room and truly. Everybody's going to say the exact same thing. Every team that's won the Stanley Cup, you say it's a special group, and it is. You have to be to win, and then to do it twice, and then have 3 trips to the final. There is something unique about this room, And as a player, and certainly as you get older, you will come to appreciate that more. It's all here, and it starts with our ownership and that practice rink that we have and the way we travel and the way the players are treated and anything that they need to get better, it's there for them. So there's an appreciation for that for sure. And we are in Florida. Like, it's pretty darn good, middle of January, and it's 72 and sunny. Like, that's a good thing. Then you get to walk in the room, and I think of maybe Seth Jones might be a prime example. He comes here, and it's not all on him anymore. He can walk into a room of equals and share it with everybody, the burden as well. So it makes him feel protected a little bit. And then they all operate at a pretty high level. So these guys work hard every day. So you can work hard and not look over and see 5 guys that don't have to because they've got more talent than you do. You can all be equals on the effort front too. I think that's a really great environment. Like, that's, if I had had any talent and was able to play, that's where you'd want to play, that kind of environment. So they do have something special here. But it's truly about the players. It's the way the players treat each other. The way the players treat each other inform everyone else around them how to treat each other and also how to treat them. So they have fundamentally changed the way, I think, as a staff, you interact with the players, because there's just not a lot of days where you've got to go in and teach them about hard things. They just do that. So life's pretty good, too, from our point.
Hey, Paul, I've got 2 for you, and one just building off what you were just saying. For all those reasons, but since Vegas, you guys went into that offseason, you had certain needs you wanted to address. Last season, similar situation. Knowing that you have a guy in Bill that you can say, I need X, Y, and Z on my grocery list, and he can, he has gone out and basically gotten you everything you needed. Just the confidence that you can have knowing that if there is any turnover in the offseason, that you'll still know that you're going to have a pretty formidable squad.
Yeah. So how it works is I haven't had to go in there and say, hey, we need these things. He already knows it. So he's already on top of that. As a matter of fact, I really don't get involved in the pro scouting part of this, which is part of Bill's domain. Bill will say, this name came up and it's unanimous in the pro scouting department that we should get him. I just say yes, because they're right all the time. And then it's our job to fit that piece in. The piece is good. Can we fit it in? Their skill set says it's what we need, so that gets covered off. So we have a need that's covered. And then how do you fit the pieces? Well, the pieces fit together because they make themselves fit together. So what's great, I mean, the prime thing about possibly working here is you only have to do this much, your job, because the other people do their jobs and they're really, really good at it.
And the second one is just about Bob. We've talked about his work ethic and just the way he comes to the rink every day, but it's so rare when you see a goalie at his age to have that kind of success, sustainable, consistent at that level. Can you just talk about, you've been around for so long, it's so rare when you see a guy do it that well at that age.
So a lot of times you would say then there's some sort of genetic thing. Right? He's a freak of nature. He's this incredibly fit guy that he just happens to be able to operate at 37 years old. But there's so much more to that with Sergey, in that you see the amount of time that he puts in to be a great pro, and then that's the reason why. He just has worked so hard to get to be great. And he's the perfect fit for our team, because I don't think right now we could have a young goalie do what he does. So we go blocks of time now where there's no action. And that started to happen this year for us. A little bit last year, but it started to happen. And then Connor McDavid's coming at you one-on-one. So that ability to keep your focus, to stay sharp in a rhythm when there's no rhythm to be kept in, is incredibly difficult to do. And I think he built that. I know that he and Rob Tallis talked about that. It's just hard to get into the rhythm of the game. And then there's a whole nother mental piece to that, because if you're only getting, we didn't give up a lot of shots in the regular season this year, and you get into 23 or 24 shots, and there are big blocks of time where you're not seeing anything, but you're still getting 6 high-end chances, because that's the game of hockey. If 2 or 3 go in, you don't like your game. You may have played brilliantly, but you give up 3 goals, your numbers aren't going to look good. So the mental toughness for a guy to be able to handle that, I think he is uniquely positioned to play exceptionally well behind our team.
Hey, Paul, you look at, like we've talked about over the last few years, cup final, cup win, then you look at the state of the roster, the core, how much of your group is locked up, signed as long as you guys have, and yet the balance of guys talking about going, okay, we go to training camp, we have to start from zero again. Just the balance of having the experience that you guys have set for a while, but also the hunger that's still there. What have you learned about this group and the fact that you have that group for you for the long run, just the dual nature of that and what that helps with the trajectory of the team?
Well, I would say you have this incredible opportunity of shared experience. So we don't have to come in and say, we have to learn a bunch of these. There's still there's places that we can get better. We'll strive for that, but we all understand that, agreed. The key is that we agree on the fact that there's a handful of very hard things in our game that are never going to be permanent. You don't get to achieve it. It's not something that we learned 2 years ago that's just there. We actually have to start at zero, because the 5 or 6 really hard things that you have to do to be good in the game of hockey are never satisfied. They have to be dealt with every single night. And what works against you, because they're hard things, is that you get to a point that you don't think you should have to now. You've got 3 conference championships, you've won 2 Stanley Cups. This somehow should be easier. So all we really need to do is every day agree that there's about 5 or 6 hard things that we have to do today, no matter what. Now, it's not every day, clearly, because we don't go on the ice every day, and it's not, but certainly every game. The game is never satisfied. What you did in the last game has nothing to do with an ease coming into the next game. The requirements must be satisfied nightly, and if we just agree on that, then we got a chance.
Well, obviously, the Stanley Cup, greatest trophy in sports. You see what it does when it comes into a room. Everyone goes crazy. You spent a lot of time with it now recently. Just what does the cup make you feel? Bob was saying when he looks at it, he sees battles and things like that. But when you're holding the cup or just looking at it these days, what are you feeling?
So I haven't touched it that much. So it'd be kind of twice last year, or 3 times. The night we won, the parade, and then the cup day, where you pictures with family. And then I don't want to see it again. I don't want to touch it again. There's a certain amount of reverence for me when I see it. All you have to do is kind of go up to it and start looking and read names. And I don't think I got a very good memory, but I know all of those names, right? That's my childhood is kind of on that, but from a distance, because your name wasn't on that, and then your name goes on it. So now your name's on there with way cooler guys, right? They're all way cooler, like Gordie Howe, that's pretty cool. Like Wayne Gretzky's on that cup, and then there's that Maurice name. Like all your heroes growing up on there, and that. So I'm a little careful with it. I touched it the night one once, and then not again. We had this kind of thing yesterday with the players invited us to, so there was once there, but I don't want to get comfortable. I don't want to get comfortable with it.
Watching the last few years, we know some of the things you like to do the first 5 days of practice. I assume that's not going to change. And you mentioned the 5 hard things to do. That I'm just curious, the culture that you wanted to build here. What were some of the other things? Did they just naturally evolve, or did you have to push them to happen?
We were slower than when we came in. I wanted to be very respectful of what had been accomplished here. They had 122 points. I think they led the league in scoring, and there's a lot of good, and I wanted to try to keep that. And it took about 5 months, and it still wasn't grab and hold. And maybe because you can't. Maybe you can't keep both. You can't be this kind of play the defensive style of game that we want and play the open stretch game. So it took us a little while to get there on that. But none of this is, we don't run any different systems necessarily than any other team. The combination of systems that we run, and then, so if you look at the game as systems are all the things that you do without the puck. And then style is all the things you do with the puck. In the combination of, and if we just looked at 6 zones, the 3 zones without the puck and the 3 zones with the puck, are your breakouts, your counters, and your offensive zone play. So if you look at those 6 things together, there's probably not another team that plays exactly the combination of the 6. But our neutral zone defense, which is really good, there's a whole bunch of teams that run the exact same with a slight variation. So there's nothing that unusual about the systems or the style. It's the consistency, and that comes from the players. And that Sasha Barkov works hard, and he practices hard, and he plays hard, and he's going to train all summer. So there's the starting point. Go to the other end, you know what Sergey Bobrovsky's work ethic. I get it, he's a goalie, it's a completely different thing, but the consistency in those 2 men is identical. And that's where I think, where we've been able to marginally separate ourselves consistently with other teams. Because we had some aberrations this year with some big goal games, but when you look at the number of tight games that we play, minutes played within 1 goal, like 2 of the last 3 conference finalists with the most time within, even or within 1 goal, are us in 2 of our last 3 conference finals. So we play tight games. And we're not better than most teams all the time. But cumulatively, we've been slightly better than everybody in the last 2 years at the end of the season. At the final, we were a little bit better. So to have success on that fine a margin, you just have to be incredibly consistent every day with your work ethic or in your game. You're only trying to win by an inch, not by a mile. You have to be really consistent with that then.
Sam Reinhart becoming big in Game 7 last year and then the 4 in Game 6 this year, with how he's been able to be loose with the celebrations along with the wearing the teammates' jerseys, raising canes. How exciting, how big is this for his profile in the South Florida market? And how exciting is it that he gets to experience the championship parade this year?
Yeah, so I would think any celebration, anything that he would enjoy like that would be strictly for the other players, the laughter amongst them, right? Like Sam's not trying to build a brand here. But he has one in our room, right? He's got a great sense of humor. He's very, very bright man, really well spoken, understands the game as high, like he understands the game completely differently and at a higher level than I do because he's a player. He's a quiet man. He's not a, but he's a voice when you need it. He will say something on the bench. He has a great sense of when they need him to speak, and he has that timing. So he's got a sense of humor. It's subtle. So if he's involved in the practical jokes, they're probably pretty good, I would think. I never get to hear them, but I bet they're good.
Paul, you were talking about like the celebrations and stuff a little bit earlier. Just what have you been doing? Obviously, the players have been out and about. Just what have you been doing to celebrate the last couple of days?
Yeah.
And then just the celebrations from the players that have been on social media. Just what clips have you seen from that your wife has shown you that made you laugh the hardest?
Not as many as maybe I've alluded to. I'll tell you about an experience I had last year in August. We had some friends come up to the cottage, and after dinner, my wife got her iPad out, and she was people had sent her just videos and she's showing them to him. I'm sitting at the end of the table. I got tears rolling my down. I hadn't seen any of it. I missed all of it last year. So we hit the ice, you won the cup, and Addie hijacked me. I think shanghaied is the right word. She shanghaied me. And I was doing like media, right? Like I missed all of it. This year, I figured out if you stand in the middle of the ice, they will grab somebody else. Perfect. So I got to watch everybody skate around with the cup. So I didn't get to see any of that last year. So that was really good. This year for us, we had dinner last night as a staff. I think everybody was out by 9:30. Like everybody's just gassed. And so it's been very, very quiet. I'll have a family dinner tonight. We have people coming in for the parade to enjoy that. Probably won't celebrate quite as much on the bus on the way to the speech. Keep it PG rated tomorrow. It's been far more subdued, but same result, just a very peaceful time, really. Yeah, I haven't had a hangover yet, so I'm way ahead of where I was last year at this time.
Paul, you mentioned it a little bit, but have you done anything differently in terms of celebrating, or is there something that you want to do that's different compared to last year?
No, yesterday was great because the guys had a bit of a boat cruise set up and they invited the coaches and the staff. That was great. Now, they were on different boats, but that was different from last year. Other than that, we have a coaches' dinner with our wives, and then we got family coming in kind of to be part of the parade. So it seems quite a bit more mellow from our perspective than last year. It's not as euphoric. It's no less joyful. It is wonderful. No, I've actually had a little better time, been able to kind of connect with like staff. So, well, here's what we did. So what day we play on? Was that Monday? Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday. So Wednesday, nobody came in. Thursday, which would have been 2 days ago, coaches went in. We did training camp, and it was awesome. And we're excited about camp. So that's how messed up we are. We got training camp done, and we're going to fit it, and that's what we're doing now. So we did exit meetings this morning. We're going to go back in. We're going to finish training camp, and it's pretty cool because we're going to change some things, and we're going to do the parade, and then we won't see anybody. So after that parade, everybody's gone.
All right, thanks.
Okay, guys, have a great.
Matthew, have the last few days been for you compared to last year, and just enjoying the last couple days?
Yeah, it keeps getting better and better. It's been so much fun. We're the best team on the ice. I can guarantee we're the best team off the ice too. It's been a lot of fun, and the party's not stopping anytime soon.
Matthew, speaking of fun, Paul Maurice always talks about, yes, it takes a ton of hard work to win a cup. Obviously, a lot of hard practices, but he also talks about the importance of enjoying the experience, finding joy in the moments, just as a team, not just the celebrations you've had over the past couple of days, but can you just describe that balance of the dedication and the drive you guys have, but also how much you enjoy playing with one another?
Yeah, I mean, we're the same team that has to be one of, if not the best conditioned teams coming into the year. I mean, you can't play the style we do without being in tip-top shape. So we do an amazing job at that. We're the same team that tries to play as physical as possible, so that's hard work. But we're also the same team that, throughout playoffs, we're having every single meal together. We're having every single time on a day off, we're in the lounge all together. Like, nobody works harder, but nobody has more fun than us. And that's our ace of spade, I think. Like, that's our trump card, our calling card. Like, that's what separates us from other teams, I think, is talent level. There's so many talented guys in the league, and you could argue maybe even a team that didn't make playoffs could have more skill and talent than us, maybe. But when it comes to being a team and playing as a team and enjoying each other and having fun, there's no team like us.
Matthew, two for you first. Obviously, Benny's the Conn Smythe winner, but a couple days in, who is the party MVP right now, would you say?
Wow, that's a great question. I would say, oh man, I mean, I don't see how Barkey doesn't get his jersey retired at 11. He was incredible. Erod was on another level. Marshy has been Marshy. I'd say Rhino's been really good too. They've it's been great for me. I'm just able to hide in the weeds this year, and I feel like I've been doing pretty good as well. But there's been some guys that have put in quite a shift. It's been an impressive outing from the team off the ice so far, and it's been so much fun. And what I love about our team too is we've had some great alone time with the cup, with each other. A night like tonight, we're gonna do something pretty low key just with us. But us celebrating with the fans and in the city, and they're such a huge reason and why we were able to do what we did this year. So to see the impact that cup has on all of South Florida has been so much fun to celebrate with all of them, and it's been a hell of a few days.
And on that, obviously, you've won the cup. It's a lifelong dream. You had to give it back, and now you've won it again. Just like you said, you see what it does to people. Just what have you learned about the power of the cup itself over these last 2 years?
Yeah, it's just the greatest trophy, and what the trophy just does to the people around, like the impact it has, how excited people get that might not even know a ton about hockey. But I think with winning the cup down here the first time, it really changed hockey in South Florida. The way it was trending before was incredible, but winning the cup last year changed it. And now hockey is taking on a life of its own down here, and yeah, it's just been so cool. It's what we all envisioned. You know, it's what I envisioned when coming here, that this would happen, and can't believe it came true.
Matthew, speaking of trending in, since you got here, cup final, cup win. You look at the state of the roster, a lot of the core, hopefully most of the core, depending on what can happen July 1, still here, looking like that trend is still going to keep going. What does that say about you guys are able to win back-to-back, but it doesn't look like things are going to be slowing down here?
That's the plan. I know, you're going to have a different roster each and every year, but, hopefully the core of guys, we can just continue building with that. With that being said, we've got some unbelievable players that are up for contracts that I hope they get every single cent they can, because that's what you want for your best friends and players around the league. So it's time to cash in for some of those boys, and hopefully it's here. If not, it is what it is. But I'm so happy for them, and whatever happens. But if they're gone, we're going to be champions and walk together forever. So let's just want to keep building. Though it's been a lot of fun, and a few of us, I know myself, Barkey, we've got a bunch of guys that are here for 5+ years, so we just want to keep this thing going.
Kind of building on what you were just saying and what you said before about just what it means to be a part of this team. For both the guys that are here that have those decisions to make and the guys that aren't here, how much as a player do you think that comes into account when you're considering where to make a long-term decision, not just the financial of it, but being a part of a team like this with the camaraderie, with the success that you've had and the potential for the future? How does that play into the decision as a player?
Yeah, well, if you're asking me about my decision, when it comes back to a few years ago, just can speak through experience, my list went, number one, where can I win here? Number two, where can I make the most money? That was also here. And then number three was life outside of the rink. Where's the best place to be? And that's pretty obvious. Down here is number one in the league. So that was my list. And I have a feeling that's probably pretty much common for a lot of players. But so yeah, I'm the guys that are up for deals, they have, if they have questions, you answer it. But at the end of the day, I just tell them all, go make as much money as you can, wherever that is. That's what you want, and that's what you want for your players. You want to win. We've done that. We want to keep doing that for the guys that are here. But you cannot fault guys for making as much money as they can, and I'm proud of all those guys for how they played. And it's hard. For some guys, it's hard to play, in a contract year, when there's some uncertainty, and you would have never been able to tell with those guys. They were absolutely incredible. So couldn't have won it without them, obviously, and hopefully they can stay. But again, who knows?
It was said that the chirping between you guys and the Oilers went far beyond the line that is the usual chirping on the ice. And of course, there's your career-long rivalry with Evander Kane. Why don't you talk about the hatred that went into the series?
Yeah, there was a lot of hatred. I wouldn't say it was more verbal or more cutthroat or more worse than a normal game between us two teams, but there's a lot of hatred between us and the Oilers building, and who knows, we might meet again next year.
Is there more dislike for you in Edmonton now than there was when you played for the Flames?
I think they probably hate me more now. Yeah, probably. It's hard to do because the rivalry in Calgary there and some of the instances and shenanigans that were happening back in the day there. I could see why there was a lot of hatred then, but we just beat them pretty good in the finals for the second straight year. So And this year was different than last year. Like this year, last year it went 7. It was tight. I can't remember really exactly what games it were last year, but I think game 1 they probably should have won. Then the next ones that we did win, we deserved to win. At game 5 at home, we should have won. And then game 6, like it was a very even series last year. This year it wasn't. It was a great brand of hockey from us, and we should be proud of what we did. Not only that round, but all playoffs, because it took everybody. Definitely a lot of ups and downs through it, but a lot more ups.
I wanted to ask you also about last year at the parade when you guys turned that corner. There's not many people there, but then boom, you see all from where you started here when nobody really kind of knew who you were. And I know you said it turned around All-Star time, but to see that mass of people for the rally on the beach, what was that like? Just seeing that.
It was incredible. The weather, it kept getting bigger and bigger the closer you got to the stage too, and I know that this year it's going to be way bigger than it was last year. I just think hockey is the it thing in Florida right now. It really is. So I think it's going to be an unbelievable parade.
Matthew, how have you been able to kind of soak in the moment differently than last year, or what plans do you have to celebrate differently compared to last year?
Yeah, I think this year, I mean, you never know you're going to win, but we had a pretty good idea that we were going to win. So I think you could just keep enjoying it more. Even like that game 6, you make it 1-0, then 2-0, 3-0. Like then it's just you got to enjoy it the whole time, and we just kept getting better as the game went along, and you could just. Like the best part was, before the game even ending, like you could just see their body language, like they're defeated, so you could just enjoy it so much more, knowing that like your dream's about to come true again. So it was that game I'll remember for the rest of my life, and I don't know I don't really think I'm going to change much with how I'm celebrating. Like I'm really excited for my day with the Cup in St. Louis. I don't know when it is yet, but I'm already looking to do a lot of the same things I did, with the Children's Hospital and bring it to the police and fire station and then having a party for my friends and family. I think probably we'll definitely savor more moments just because of how much harder this year was for myself personally with what happened. So this year was really rewarding for me, and it was a grind, so I'm going to enjoy this one and just take a step back when this is all done, the parade and everything, and just be really proud of how it all went down. So, yeah.
2 for you, Matthew. You talk about what you went through, and we heard you talk about the injury and stuff on TV and all you had to go through. Just obviously you look great, but how are you feeling now, and does this get to be a normal summer for you as far as you know?
I don't know yet if it will be. I'm going to take I've got to go through some steps here and then see if I need surgery or not. It's going to take a few weeks to determine if I need it. It's probably 50-50 right now. So I don't know if it'll be a normal summer or not. I hope so. Not just going to jump right into surgery without talking to everybody and going through everything. I mean, I have a few weeks here where I can figure it out. Not really a normal summer, getting married. So I got that. I don't know. It's not going to be a normal summer for me, but I'm really excited for it. It's going to be the best summer yet, and I'm just excited for all of it.
Like you said, this is already the best year ever. Last year was the best year ever. You look ahead to next year. I know you're going to enjoy this now, but chance at the three-peat, and then also, of course, the Olympics. Just what does it feel like kind of looking ahead a little bit to how great and exciting next year might be for you?
Hopefully another best year ever. I don't know. I think I want to get used to this whole winning thing. So, I guess it just starts with coming out at the start of the year good, and then hopefully can win Olympics and hopefully can win another cup. I mean, this winning's it's addictive here. We are officially, this feeling like it is such an amazing feeling, and I think you can officially call us, a dynasty or close to, or whatever the case is. So hopefully we can just keep building on that, because it's been, it's a special group, it's special people, and we deserve it for how hard we work and what we put into this.
Was every winning team, it seems like, says how close they are. You guys seem to be going over the top or maybe setting the standard here. What was it? Did it change your 3 years here?
No, but you just know from seeing and hearing other teams that it's different here, and it was being able to walk into the room. They had such great pieces and such great leaders and such great humans that it was easy for me to come into 3 years ago. And it's built because you get to play with the same guys over and over again, so your chemistry just continues to increase, and what you go through and the winning and the sacrifice, it just builds the bonds and makes the bonds that much stronger. But what we have is different than pretty much every other team. I mean, I know, like Eki and I, quick little story, like are driving down for after we landed after Game 5, and we're driving down, going back to our house down Los Olas, and we see just a couple guys on Edmonton walking to dinner, and it just like cues in with us, like we had tables for 40 every single, or 35, whatever it was, every single dinner on the road this year. And it's just like, no team does that. Like, our team's closer than every team. Like, our team, players, trainers, like the staff that doesn't get enough credit, in our opinion. Like, we're doing everything together. So I think that just builds our bonds, like every single time on the road. And it helped, I guess, with us starting every series on the road. We just spent that much more time together. So I think that, other than that buzzer going off, the things that I will miss the most about this team was those road trips throughout the year, mainly in playoffs, but just hanging out in the lounge, making fun of guys, playing cards, pool, just watching movies. We were a big movie team in playoffs, so we went through pretty much every comedy movie, and just I had more laughs than I've ever had in my entire life, and it was an incredible year. And even with the ups and downs of the injury at Four Nations, wouldn't change anything. Wouldn't change anything.
Quick follow-up. I heard you talked about players eating all together. And is this true that the wives would have shots, like they had a shot before playoff games?
I can't speak for them, but I know it wasn't just one shot either. Yeah, it's just we're really close. They're really close. We're very lucky. So it's special bonds with all the families. So it's been, but yeah, I think that is true. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Oh, they've been great. A lot of fun, obviously. You guys see everything we're doing nowadays with Twitter, so yeah, it's been great.
What's it like having an exit meeting again? You did it's just coming in here again. Last year we didn't have that. Nice to be back in the rink.
Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe you guys weren't here, but we still did some of our stuff where we meet with Paul and Bill and all the coaches and just hang out. So.
Aaron, we know how difficult it is, not just to make it to the Stanley Cup final, but to actually win a cup. Other than actually getting to hoist the cup this year, when you look at this group, what are you most proud of what you accomplished?
Well, just proud of everything, I guess. I mean, the ups and downs of a season are difficult, especially going to the finals 3 years in a row. It's never easy. There's sometimes lacks of motivation early in seasons after going to a final, right? You're trying to get up for a game that's a Tuesday night in some city that, maybe isn't a team that's high in the standings, or, whatever the situation is. And it's hard. So I'm extremely proud of our team. We found a way to get up for a lot of those games, and enough to put us in a position to get into the playoffs and win. So huge accomplishment for the team, the organization, and I'm so proud of everything we've done this year.
Aaron, I know your situation itself personally is still sort of up in the air, but just the state of the team and seeing how it's built, how a lot of the core is still signed long term, just the direction that the franchise is in, and seeing how built for sustainability it is. Just what does it say about where the franchise is now compared to, where it was even 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Yeah, it's an elite program. It's the best organization in the league. We do everything the best. And we're still on an upward trajectory after winning 2 Stanley Cups in a row and 3 Stanley Cup finals in a row. So it's incredible. Like I'm so proud of that because I've been here for it. And yeah, it's amazing. I can't say much else about it.
Heck, you talk about that journey. Going back to the loss in Vegas after that game, you said this is a bump in the road. You said this team is going to come back, it's going to be stronger, it's going to be better. Obviously, it has been since then. Just what about this team back then made you think you guys could do what you've done? And just what has it been like to kind of go from there to where you are now?
Yeah, the experience of losing, I've said a few times now, is the reason we've been able to win. I don't think if we don't go through that, and the challenges we faced and the injuries and, everything guys played with and played for in that series, if we didn't lose to Vegas, I don't think we win last year. And if we didn't, win last year, maybe we don't have the belief that we could do it this year. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What has it been like to see fans go crazy with excitement? And if you can also talk about tomorrow's parade and what people can expect to see.
Yeah, I saw an awesome clip of Rhino's goal from behind, and you see all the fans stand up, and then the pop when he scored that first goal of that game, and that video hit me. That was awesome. So the crowd was incredible. The fans have been showing out for us for the last few days as well, so we appreciate that. And really excited for the parade. Is it going to rain tomorrow again? Yeah, well, I guess either way, it's if it's hot, that might be tough. If it rains, I'm kind of okay with that, but we can hold off on the lightning, hopefully, because that was a little bit scary last year. But no, I'm really excited for the parade. It's going to be great. We'll be trying to bring it. It might be hard with the last few days, but if there's ever a time to bring it, it's then.
Aaron, for you personally, what does this team mean to you, and what would it mean to continue to be a part of building the success that you were talking about earlier?
It's part of who I am at this point. I've spent 11 years here, and that's more than I've spent in any home or city in my life. So it's home, and I expect it to be home.
Just to follow up on that, now that the season's over and July 1 is coming up, have you started that conversation? Have your, with your agent and everything with Bill? And can you say anything about the process to this point?
Yeah. Conversations have been had. Obviously nothing material yet, but they'll be working on it. Things seem to come down to the last minute here.
Aaron, you kind of mentioned a few minutes ago that, everything that you guys have been doing the last couple of days, it's all over social media. Just what's been the reaction that you've gotten from family, from friends, from fans? How much of it's positive and how much is maybe tone it down a little bit? Has anyone told you to chill out a little bit?
No, we're not toning it down. Well, we just won 2 Stanley Cups in a row. We deserve to have a good time, and anything that, we have good people in that room, so anything people think we're crossing the line, there's no chance. We're just having a good time. It's, pure excitement, and there's obviously a respect factor, and personally, I, try to toe that line, but no, it's all fun, and we deserve it for sure.
Heck, you talk about how long you've been here. Obviously, in that time, you made a lot of friends, a lot of relationships of guys that are no longer on the team. But what has this meant to the Keith Yandles, the Ed Jovanovskis, guys you're still friends with but aren't here, but are obviously still have a soft spot for this team, this organization?
For sure. Those guys are, sending us group texts almost every game throughout the playoffs, keep going, everyone's behind you, and they're just good people, and they're really excited for us. So, yeah, it's great to see.
You made a comment a few weeks ago about how because you guys have Alexander Barkov, you guys have a chance, but there could be an argument that with you on the roster that the team always has a chance. How great has it been to see the fruits of the labor manifest into 2 Stanley Cups?
Yeah, it's a lifelong dream, right? So it's everything you work for forever. So it's how does that feel? It's incredible. To be a part of it is surreal, and I'm so grateful and so lucky. So happy I got drafted by the Florida Panthers.
Any other questions for you?
Could you compare this year to last year as far as which one was more difficult to get? Because other teams that have gone through it have said the first time is sort of freeing. You know, you got what you just mentioned, your lifelong dream, and the second one seems to be easier, but it doesn't seem that way here.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you're playing it, it's not necessarily easier. We had two incredible teams, like just incredible teams. So I played, 4 less games this year? I don't know what the total games was like. So that, for me personally, was a little bit easier. You're playing less playoff games because of the suspensions. But at the end of the day, you know, every single playoff game is so difficult. Those 2 overtime games against Edmonton to start the series were just like some of the hardest games I've ever played. So, you know, hard to say, hard to compare for me.
Thanks. Thanks very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for everything, guys.
Ben, for you winning the second cup. Yeah, for sure. It's been an amazing experience again. So we went through the war with the guys, you know, and to be able to win, to survive, it's a great feeling.
Sergey, I think there was a picture going around of you at 11, kind of watching everyone celebrate. Everyone celebrates in different ways. Just how do you like to enjoy this time and celebrating with the guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a fun time, but I don't know. I'm a little different. I celebrate a little different, so I'm not like overexcited about the things. I'm just I don't know. I feel as I said, I feel humble and appreciated for the opportunity, and I want to keep that way. You know, I feel like it's so close. Everything is so tight, and you know, it could go any way at any time. And I also like, there is on the other side, there is also 20 Warriors who compete and work hard in each and every game and each and every round against us, and they could also be on our spot, you know. So consider all those things. I don't know. I keep my humbleness and appreciation to the God what He made me go through, you know, and keep that way.
Hey, Sergey. I have 2 questions for you. The first one, just about your haircut. It seems that you do it just once a year. Is that accurate?
Yeah, pretty much. I like to refresh it and then grow it for the season. I do a little like shaping and stuff, but I would say it's pretty accurate.
Is there any reason behind that?
No, not much. You know, not much. It's just kind of, as I said, it's refreshing. Get kind of new start, new preparation. You know, it's getting ready for new season and for the new challenges and new experience.
My second is just, you don't often see goaltenders survive in the NHL into their late 30s, particularly playing as well as you have late in your career. What do you attribute that to, and being able to play at such a high level and be so consistent as, you know, you've gotten up in age?
Yeah, I say it's not me, it's a God, you know. As you said, in those age category, it's not many people can play at that level, you know. And it's just been a journey for me. So I feel I play my best hockey right now, you know, last 3 years or so, and I feel good and excited about next season. I feel great physically, I feel great mentally. We have a great group of guys, and as I said, I'm excited for what's coming next. I'm excited for new challenges. I'm excited to go through them with my teammates, and again, I'm excited to be with the God again.
Did you get the haircut Wednesday, or did you wait till Thursday? How'd that go?
What's today?
Saturday.
Saturday. I did it on Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday, yes.
You look sharp.
Thank you.
Paul Maurice, going back to David, Paul Maurice said, when we asked about, well, the future goaltending of the Panthers, he goes, it's Sergey. He goes, this guy's going to, he's got 5 more years. I know you like staying in the moment, but do you think that this can just keep going as long as you continue to do what you're doing?
I mean, as you said, basically, I try to stay with one moment at a time, and I just, at the moment, I'm just, I appreciate it again for the experience I just had. It's been amazing, and I just wanted to value that experience and take my time to break it down, and enjoy it completely. And then think about what's next. I'm excited about the next season, about the next challenge. We have a great group of guys, and I'm excited to be their goalie, to help them and to go through the challenges and hurdles with them. So then, it's tough to predict for 5 years right now, and I don't want that. Because I feel like when you think too much ahead of yourself, you lose the focus on that moment, and I don't want to lose that. So it's so many. I got so many great things right now, and I value them so much. I live in Florida, an unbelievable city, unbelievable environment. I have my great family. I have my second great family is here. We got everything is great here, and I want to take the full advantage of this moment and value that moment.
Last year, you seemed to be one of the guys that really enjoyed yourself at the parade. How much are you looking forward to doing it all over again tomorrow?
Yeah, it's the last year it was unbelievable for sure. How many people came to share that victory with us, to enjoy that victory with us, and it's gonna be. I assume it's gonna be great tomorrow as well. So it's gonna be a great time, and it's great to get together with the team, with the family, with the fans, and celebrate that victory.
Sergey, I've got 2 for you as well. First, over these last 3 years, Cup final appearance and then back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, what did you learn about yourself as a player throughout the course of these runs over these last 3 years?
What do you mean?
Just learning about yourself, whether it's as a player, as a person, in terms of just being able to accomplish what you guys have accomplished. What did you learn about yourself in order to be able to accomplish what you did?
Yeah, it's a process. It's tough to say. As I said, after first playoffs, the Stanley Cup final appearance, that experience gave me so much. It gave me a lot more than my 13 or 12 years, how many I played before in the NHL, in the league. So that just the whole experience of playoffs and go that deep, it's helped so much to learn about what demands is that for the, and what's most important and what's less important. All those kind of things are helped me to get the win last year and help us to win this year as well.
And then when you look at just the state of the team as a whole, a lot of your main guys are still under contract for a long time. Considering what you guys have accomplished over these last 3 years, just what do you see as the state of the Panthers, knowing that you guys still have a lot of guys together and knowing that for the long run, you guys could still be able to do what you've been doing? Just what does it say about where the Panthers are right now?
Yeah, for sure. We have, as I said, we have a great group of guys. We got the good players, but the next season it starts from zero for everybody. There is no advantage. There is nothing. We're gonna have our ups and downs, and there is low. It's. If you lose, it's gonna be sad. If you win, it's gonna be happiness. And that's how it goes. And nobody, as soon as training camps opens, nobody cares about what happens last year. Everybody gonna be excited for the goal for the season in hands, and nobody gonna think about what's happened last year. But again, we have the experience, and we're gonna have to build a new atmosphere, new belief, new trust, and we have to bring ourselves back to humble, back to zero, and start chipping away. Because we have the potential here is huge in this locker room, and we're excited about that.
Sergey, obviously the Stanley Cup's the most famous trophy in sports. You've seen a lot of it the last 2 years. Just what have you learned over this time about just the power of the trophy, how it makes you feel, how it makes others feel whenever you go anywhere, the room just explodes? Just what have you learned about just the trophy and the power it has?
Yeah, for sure. You're right. It has the big energy. You know, it's in every room, any place you go. It's well known. You know, everybody respect that. Everybody wants to make a picture, and all the hockey players wants to win it. You know, it's a tough trophy to win, and yeah, we enjoy that. You know, it was a war. It was a tough playoff. And we beat the good teams, you know, and also I feel like still the process to get that's the biggest thing, you know, what you're going through. That's just, the trophy is kind of like a culmination of all the war and all the emotions you went through. So,
Sergey, can you talk about how your faith has helped you throughout your career?
Faith?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been a believer all my life, but especially last 3 years, it's big. Like, it's been probably the most. The feeling, the presence, the belief and trust and humbleness, all the things. I get deeper and deeper in that, definitely, and that helps me a lot to be in the moment. That helps me a lot to look at the life, you know, and handle the challenges, handle the ups and downs, and I feel like through the faith, I kind of can understand life better, and I understand the other people's as well. You know, there is lots of people who's struggling, you know, and we are here. We have to help each other, and that's the big part of our journey as a human being. So it's a deep topic, you know, deep topic. I don't think it's the right place to talk, but I'm just tell you just a couple words about that, and yeah, I think that's the basics.
Sergey, you played with Seth Jones quite a bit before, and then you have him as a teammate again here. What was it like to reunite with him as a teammate, be able to share this experience with him, and see him get to lift the Stanley Cup for the first time?
Yeah, it's to see him lift the Stanley Cup. It's amazing for sure, and I'm so happy for him. He's an elite defenseman. Again, I had so much fun playing with him in Columbus, and you know, I was so happy to have him here back. You know, like to reunion with him, and yeah, and to see him lifting the cup. It's an amazing. See, he's such a pro, great guy in the locker room, and elite defenseman.
It's been amazing to watch you guys celebrate with so much energy and emotions. Which teammate has been your favorite reaction to winning the cup so far?
Well, there's a few guys who fun to watch for sure, who enjoying this time. It's tough to pick one, to be honest. I feel like we all of us, you know, celebrating it in our own way. You know, all of us are so happy and so excited, and we just have our own ways to celebrate. And it's fun to watch how all the guys act.
Speaking of Seth Jones, did Bill or anybody talk to you before the trade about, or was it a surprise to you? And
No, I didn't know. No, Bill didn't talk. It was a surprise. It was a good surprise, definitely. I was happy, but I mean, I don't think, like the Jonesy's caliber people, you don't need much opinion. Everybody knows, you know. Bill knows him well. He worked with him in Columbus. Like, everybody knows that he's elite defenseman.
Final thing is the 2 wins, 2 titles you guys have. Was one more difficult than the other? A lot. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Getting the first one's always hard.
I don't think you can say that way. It's pretty much you're gonna go like through the same kind of adversity, challenges, and stuff like that. It's tough. No, it's tough to say for sure. It's tough to say one easier than another. You can't say that. It was last year.
it was also like a roller coaster, you know, like up and down, like it's and same as this year. So it's it's just like what you're going through, and like you play against this year we play against the best teams all the time. You know, the Tampa's unreal team. They got great offense, defense, unbelievable goaltender. Toronto pretty much the same, you know, all the balanced team, strong team. Then Carolina and then Edmonton. All the teams were the really good teams.
Obviously, everyone's kind of seen, the fun you guys have been having the last couple of days. Eki just said, there's no toning it down coming. Just what are the last few days been like for you? Just how fun has it been to kind of celebrate with this group of guys?
Yeah, it's been awesome, obviously. I feel like this year, I'm sure like some of you have seen the videos of us celebrating, but I feel like it's more relaxed. We get to like enjoy it a little more because we know the feeling already a little bit. And like, don't get me wrong, it's still amazing, but now like everyone just knows how to sit back a little bit and enjoy it, because last year was so hectic, like it happened to you first time ever, and you've been dreaming about it for such a long time. And I feel like this year everyone gave permission to themselves to like enjoy it. So we had a lot of good time.
Firstly, I just wanted to say congratulations, and I just wanted to ask, how do you feel like your leadership role has evolved over the years with the Panthers?
Thanks a lot. And every year, of course, I learn a lot of new things on and off the ice, and become more experienced and stuff like that. But I don't think it changes much. Like, I'm not trying to change as a person who I am, but the team around me makes everything easy for me. Like, I love coming to work every single day with these guys, and every single guy has its own thing that brings to the team. So we're doing this everyone is doing this together, and we've achieved a lot throughout the past year, so I wouldn't change one thing.
I wanted to ask, last year, after you guys, excuse me, go up 3-0 on Edmonton, and then you obviously have to come back here for a Game 7. It felt like last year's celebration was more one of relief. Is that fair to say, that you guys were able to finish? It seemed like this year there was none of that. It was just pure joy. Is that right? Is this how I see it?
It's tough to say it was like relief, because we never, like as a team, we never won it before. It was still like accomplishment. So, but yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I think this year we kind of knew what to expect, like from enjoying the Stanley Cup and celebrations. So we kind of gave permission to ourselves to kind of like relax and enjoy it a little more.
And we know the business of the game. You guys were at the parade last year knowing a couple guys wouldn't be there the next day. But now it looks, Bennett saying, I'm staying. Everybody seems to want to stay. Do you think you guys can keep the band together? And how important is it to keep you guys rolling along?
Yeah, it would be amazing. I really, really do hope that everyone's staying. And this is a special group. Every single guy brought a lot to the team, and on and off the ice, and this is an amazing group. So really, really hope that everyone's coming back. So hopefully, yes.
Barkey, we know it takes obviously a ton of hard work, a ton of dedication to not only get to a Stanley Cup final, but to win a Stanley Cup. But how much does this team's chemistry, the way you guys love each other, truly the bond that you have in that dressing room, how much does that aspect kind of play into what you're able to accomplish as a team as well?
I think that is the most important thing to have in a team, like for guys to show up to the work every single day, like knowing they're going to have so much fun being with each other on the ice, off ice, during the games, like before, after games, on the road. I think that's the most important thing. Like if you don't like coming to the rink on a game day or something like that, like that, then it's not gonna work. So like as a team and organization, it's been amazing how every single guy who works here and who plays here is having so much fun every single day, and I think that's one of the most important things that can happen to a hockey team.
Sasha, two for you. First, there was a great story last year where Martina Navratilova ran into you guys at dinner and got to spend some time with the Cup. I saw in some photos she was with you guys again this year. Did she get the invite this year? And just as a big tennis fan, what's that been like to kind of have that be a part of the Cup with you guys?
Yeah, it's great. It's a good tradition to have her come and take a photo, and since she lives in Miami, and so it's always nice to see the greats from other sports, and she's one of them. So we're always happy to see her.
And looking at the Stanley Cup itself, obviously you guys spend your whole life trying to win it. You win it. It means so much to you guys, but then you have to give it back. You have to win it again. Just what have you kind of learned about the power of just the Cup itself? Because it seems like it just has such an effect on not just you guys, but everyone.
It's great. It's it's tough to like explain right now, but it's unreal feeling to lift that cup, and you know how much work you put in, and there's 31 other teams in the league that trying to do the same thing, and only one team wins it every year, so we're fortunate and that to get to do it twice in a row. And like I said earlier, like this year I feel like we're more relaxed. We know what to expect and kind of slow things down a little bit, so we get to enjoy it as well.
Sasha, back-to-back Cup wins, a Cup final before that. Basically, the entire core still locked up for a pretty long time. Just can you speak to the trajectory of the franchise and seeing that even with everything you guys just accomplished, it doesn't look like you guys are going to be slowing down anytime soon. Just what that means, especially as a guy who's been here for a while and seeing where this franchise was to see where you guys are now.
Yeah, we've done a lot of great things past years, and I don't see it slowing down because there's so many new things that like every year there's something new that happens to us that like whether it's at the gym or like something like that makes us realize, oh, we have like another step to take. And I feel like people in this organization that work for the players are doing an amazing job with that part. Like feel like we're always really well recovered after the games. Like we've had so many tough flights. This year we went to Finland. Finals was going back and forth from Edmonton to Edmonton and back. So it's not easy, but the people who work for the players have done a really good job. So like those things, there's always something new every year that like we realize, okay, this is gonna help us to get to the next level, and I think those things are just gonna keep coming.
Hey, Sasha, you mentioned how you guys have been able to kind of give each other permission to really enjoy it this time around. What have you done differently this year that maybe you didn't do last year?
Like celebrating wise?
Yeah.
It's only been 3 days, so I'm sure my cup day will be a little more relaxed. I'll have a little more time to keep it to myself and not run around throughout the whole city showing it to everyone. But well, we'll see. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun parade with the families and fans, and we'll go from there.
Sasha, first, I just want to ask you about your shirt. It's kind of interesting. Been checking it out since you sat down. Is that something custom for you, or where'd you get that?
No, it's a Nike shirt, just Nike shirt. I don't know. What?
Fair enough. There's a video going around of Paul from on the bench at the end of the game telling he wanted the fourth line on the ice so they could be out there the first ones to throw their stuff in the air, and then you made it a point to make sure that all the first-timers got the cup first. So I just wanted to ask you, like, what thought goes into that? Because obviously Paul has an influence there, just the importance of all those guys. Just, what was your thought process when you decided to do that?
Yeah, it wasn't just me. Like, we were talking, Chucky, Rhino, Becky, all these guys, like, talking about it, and I think it was a great point that the guys who haven't won yet, they get to get it first, and I think it was great. And it tells a lot about our team, like what Paul did to no sex line at the end. Like they really, when they came in at down 2-0 to Toronto, they really changed the way we played, like the identity that they brought and the way we started being the physical again, like, and playing the right way. Like they really changed that, so they really deserve it, and it tells a lot about like people like Paul and everyone in this team and organization, how we treat each other.
Any other questions?
You were talking about the actual, like the physical cup a few minutes ago. There were some photos going around after, I think, the first night, the cup being a little dinged up. Did anyone from the Hall of Fame just tell you guys, like, hey, just be gentle?
No, I think they've seen worse, and I think every week they have to go and fix some part of it. So, but yeah, don't be stupid. Don't take it to ocean and stuff like that. So we should know the rules by now.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
The ability to recover in playoffs and in season, but how do you find the energy for these last couple days where you go from party to Raising Cane's to party? Like, where does that come from?
I think you just ride the wave. I think when you put, so much hard work into it, it makes it that much more satisfying going through it and, being around each other the last few days.
Sam, 2 questions for you. First, to continue on with Jameson, just how much fun have these last couple days been, and how much are you looking forward to the parade tomorrow, considering you weren't able to be at it last year?
Yeah, it was something my wife and I have talked about all year, kind of hoping to be back here and be a part of a parade. So, pretty cool, and we're excited about it tomorrow.
And then on the hockey side of things, Cup final 3 years ago, back-to-back Cups 2 years. You look at the core, you look at how much of your group is still here and still under contract for a long time, just to see how much you guys have already accomplished and to know how much you guys are still going to be together, just to see the upward trajectory with everything you've accomplished. Just what does that say about the state of where the Florida Panthers are right now?
It's exciting. I think it speaks to how bad guys want to be here. You see it. You've seen it kind of the last few years, guys signing here long term because they want to be here. They believe in what we got going on. So hopefully that continues.
Sam, about the run as a whole, and kind of going off that because you've been a part of now 3 consecutive deep runs. Was there a point along the way here where, whether it was going into the playoffs or when you guys got by Tampa or maybe that Game 3 against Toronto, some point where you guys felt like everything was exactly where you wanted it to be as far as your game goes?
Yeah. There was times where we're certainly we're feeling as confident as ever in how we go about things. I think we've learned over the years, being on the other side of it, being on the losing side, how important depth is, and when you've got that, when you look at our roster and you've got the amount of players and the amount of character guys we have, it's provides a lot of confidence for us going into games. So we love the depth and we love to use it to our advantage. And like I said, it's because guys want to be here, and it's just an exciting time to be here in Florida.
Yeah, Sam, you mentioned guys wanting to be here. Every single player we've talked to so far has talked about not just the importance of the hard work you guys put in, but the chemistry you have as a team. And I was wondering if you could speak to just how significant the relationships you guys have as a team off the ice plays into what you're able to do on the ice.
That's where it starts. I think just the whole organization, in all the different departments, whether it's equipment, medical, ownership, management, everyone's treated so good here. I can't imagine anyone has it better than we have it, and we know that. And it makes you want to be a part of it. It makes you want to put in that extra work to have the success we've been having. So certainly that's where it starts off the ice, and the more happy you are off the ice, the better it'll translate on the ice for sure.
Hi, Sam. So I know it all happens so fast in the moment, but if you can remember, what were the first thoughts going through your mind after winning the cup again?
First thoughts were, thank God I don't have to play another hockey game for a little bit.
Sam, we all kind of saw through the playoffs the kind of vibe and energy that Brad brought to the team on the ice. What's the vibe he's brought to the celebrations the last couple days?
I said it yesterday. He's a competitor on and off the ice. An absolute animal, absolute warrior. He's a guy everyone wants to be around constantly. And I think it's pretty easy to see that through the media.
Hey, Sam, Ekblad was talking earlier about how for some teams it's not always easy to get up and motivated for a random Tuesday night game in the regular season, but it wasn't necessarily the case for this group. How were you guys able to kind of stay motivated and stay locked in, especially like you were talking about 3 straight runs this deep to the cup?
Yeah, it's tough. You're going to have some moments where it's certainly tougher to get up. I think what helps us is every team when they're coming into Florida, they're going to be hoping to play their best hockey game. That almost helps us, makes it harder on us throughout the season. But certainly come playoff time, it helps kind of going through that challenge. To be able to stay motivated throughout the whole year. But certainly there's going to be some times that are more challenging than others. But the more times you experience it and the more times you go through that kind of hardship throughout the year and you're not ready for it, but when you go through that and see yourself show up when it matters, it makes it easier to kind of go through that in the future. But certainly there's going to be a time next year that's going to be hard again, whether it's December or January, whenever it may be, when we're going to go through it. And ultimately you hope to come out better because of it. And, you got to be ready for those moments.
Hey, Sam. Chucky was talking about kind of the difference between last year's deciding game and this year's deciding game. Just, last year was 2-1, tight until the end. And this year you guys took an early lead. And he said he was able to enjoy it a lot more throughout the game. So I was just curious, what was your experience like comparing Game 7 to Game 6 this year and just being able to win it?
For sure, yeah. I would agree with that. Last year, I probably said it was cool to win it 2-1, but certainly was able to enjoy the game a little bit more. Obviously liked their game right from the start. I think it was just from being there before. We kind of knew how we were going to play. Certainly learned from the year prior. You never want a team to stick around longer than they have to. So, we were certainly motivated, and it was nice to get out to lead. And, I think we're able to enjoy it more throughout the third period.
Sam, Chucky was just kind of going through the things that separate the Panthers from other teams, and the biggest thing he said was the team dinners and how it's always a team dinner. It's always 40 guys, trainers, everyone. How did that kind of evolve over the last few years, and what are those dinners like, and just how important are they just to, whether it's to build the relationships, to keep things loose, just to get everyone together at all times?
Yeah, it's fun. That was something I noticed as well coming here. It's not smaller groups going out on the road. It's just that extra time together. I think probably this year we learned at the start of the year that those dinners probably moved up an hour on the road a little bit earlier just because everyone was still so tired. Just there's been so much hockey we're playing, but that's probably the only adjustment we've made. But it's a fun group to be a part of, and guys want to be around each other, so it goes a long way.
Sam, could you talk, when you were injured, how much did that affect you, and to what point before you really felt, okay, I'm back? Or did you ever feel like you were completely back?
Yeah, for sure. I did feel like I was completely back. It was probably just challenging for certainly the last game in Carolina wasn't ideal. It probably took me a couple in the finals to feel good again, but I think just probably by game 3 in the finals, I wasn't even thinking about it anymore. Like I said, the staff we have here is absolutely incredible, and I think it's a big reason why we're able to play so many games. And feel as good as we can.
Any other questions? Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.